morning, friends. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Had a little issue with Facebook Live, so we're just going to try to do it another way. So recording the video and then posting the video so that way you can enjoy it if you'd like to enjoy it. Feel free to share if you'd like to. Today's practice is focused on anxiety and working through anxiety and getting over anxiety. And oftentimes anxiety arises because there may be something going on in our life and we had an experience that was similar to it in the past. And so because we've had experience with it, we start to forecast that and almost start to worry and believe that that same thing may start to happen again. And it is very easy to live our lives with anxiety. It's very easy to let anxiety take over our lives without recognizing that anxiety is merely a feeling. Now, it's not to discount these feelings or push these feelings away. It's simply to recognize when these feelings are coming up for us, to be aware. Many times we can try to bury it, we can try to push it down through a number of different ways, but in the practice of presence, it is learning to recognize when that anxiety is arising, to check in with our breath, to remember that we are in the present moment, to ask ourselves, are these thoughts surrounding the anxiety truly here right now? And if they aren't, then take a deep breath, gently say to yourself, I can let this go because it's not here right now. Worrying is carrying tomorrow's load with today's strength, carrying 2 days at once. It is moving into tomorrow ahead of time. Worrying doesn't empty tomorrow of its sorrow, it empties today of its strength. That's by Corrie Ten Boom. Epictetus said, man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. Jodi Picoult said, anxiety is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't give you very far. Patrick Ness said, feelings don't try to kill you, even the painful ones. Anxiety is a feeling grown too large, a feeling grown aggressive and dangerous. You are responsible for its consequences. You are responsible for treating it, but you're not responsible for causing it. You're not morally at fault for it, no more than you would be for a tumor. And that's by Patrick Ness. Finally, Paul Coelho said, anxiety was born in the very same moment as mankind. And since we will never be able to master it, we will have to learn to live with it, just as we have learned to live with storms. So working through anxiety, there's a number of different stress management techniques that we can use to get through it. One is the practice of meditation. One is the practice of yoga, of stretching, of being present with our bodies. There's Tai Chi, there's Qigong, there's Jiu Jitsu. There's a number of different ways that we can let go of anxiety. There's creative processes, painting, drawing, art. There's music, playing music, keyboard, guitar, whatever feels right for you, playing drums. Just yesterday, over at the recovery clinic, worked with a bunch of teen groups teaching drum circle and how to channel energy that is anxious towards a drum to produce a sound. Afterwards, the teens felt much better. Okay, there's a number of different ways that we can work with anxiety. That doesn't necessarily have to be a substance route. It doesn't necessarily have to be a medicated route. But many times we think that that is the only route, so we go that way. But if we can learn to find and recognize that there are many different avenues of dealing with anxiety besides just that, we can get out of our heads much more quickly. We don't have to carry that anxiety with us as much. We don't have to let that anxiety move into our conversations, relationships, and work life and take over our life. And we can be at peace more often. So So with that said, let's go ahead and begin our practice. We're going to start in a comfortable seated position today. As you come into a comfortable seated position, if it helps to have a block and a strap handy for you, please have a block, strap handy for yourself. If it also helps to sit on a bolster or a pillow, let's sit on a bolster or a pillow. And let's begin. As we arrive into our practice today, let us let go of our day, let go of our week, let go of what's next. Let go of what we may be holding on to from yesterday or this morning. Let's arrive here in the present. Begin to notice your breath. Observe the inhales, observe the exhales. Observe the flow of the breath into the body. Observe the flow of the breath out of the body. Let's take a deep breath in, fill the lungs up. Exhale, let it go. Deep breath in, fill lungs up. Exhale, let it go. Full breath in. Full breath out. Full breath in. And full breath out. Continue breathing rhythmically on your own. And check in with your body from your head to your toes. Notice any tension, stress, tightness, soreness, anything that feels out of balance or out of alignment. And as we move through our practice, take breaks, rest, most importantly, listening to your bodies as you move about your mats. Let's begin to deepen the breath. Place the left hand over the heart, right hand on the belly. Draw both shoulder blades down the back and spread through the collarbones. Breath retention, please take a long, slow, deep breath in. Feel the chest expand, collarbones spread, spine lengthen, reach the crown of the head upwards, hold the breath at the top. Exhale, let it go. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. Again, please take a long, slow, deep breath in. Filling the lungs all the way up to the top, chest expands, collarbones spread, spine lengthens, shoulders down the back, reach the crown of the head upwards, relax the face and hold. Exhale, let it go. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. One more time. Please take a long, slow, deep breath in. Let the chest expand, collarbones spread, shoulders down the back, reach the crown of the head upwards. Holding the breath at the top, relax the face. This time sip in once, sip in twice, sip in 3 times. Now hold the breath, set a clear, focused goal or intention for your practice today. Exhale, letting it go. We'll begin with the sound of Om. Inhale. Smooth breath in and smooth breath out. Gently release the hands to the knees, softly blinking the eyes open. Let's begin by slowly turning the head side to side, breathing in through the nose and out the mouth. Inhale, turning your head to your right. Exhale, turning the head to our left. Inhale, turn the head to the right. Exhale, turn the head to the left. Inhale, turn the head to the right. Exhale, turn the head to the left. Inhale, turn the head to your right. Exhale, turn the head to the left. Bring the head back towards center. Switch the crossing of the legs, other shin on top. With the other shin on top, hands on the knees, palms face down. Begin to slowly circle the head out. As you circle the head out, go slow, take your time. Focus on the breath. So when we start to feel tense in the body, focus on the breath. When the mind starts to become overactive, focus on the breath. When situations outside of us seem like they're out of our control, focus on the breath. The breath is always a natural happening that takes place in the present moment. To reduce anxiety, it is learning to bring ourselves back to the present, and our breath is the anchor to the present moment. Our heartbeat, by feeling it, is another anchor to what is present. Start to roll your shoulders out. Keep circling your head. Take your time. Methodical, slow movements. And it's oftentimes, too, the fact that for many, we rush through life. One thing to the next, to the next, to the next. We load our schedules. We load our children's schedules. We sometimes will load our partner's schedules. maybe we back off a little bit from that, see what happens. Circle the spine out. Maybe we don't always have to be so active. Maybe it's okay to just say to ourselves, you know what, I'm going to give myself a break. And see how that feels afterwards. Remember, we're not here to compare ourselves to others, regardless of what others may have said. I have yet to find in a theological book that said, thou shalt compare yourself to others. It's just not there. Focus on yourself. Be with your breath. Let go of yesterday. That weight of yesterday is a very heavy burden to bear. It's no longer here. Now, if we like to hold on to things that are no longer here, then of course, keep holding it. See if that serves you. We can learn from yesterday. We can grow from yesterday. With your next inhale, please rise back up. Exhale, circle the head in the opposite direction. We learn from our past. Learning from our past and holding on to the past are two very different things. As you circle your head, be aware of any tense areas in the neck. Have we been looking back at the past a lot? Have we been looking over our shoulder a lot out of worry, out of fear? And we have to be very careful with these thoughts because thoughts have a magnetism to them. We can begin to attract those things that we are fearful of. Roll the shoulders out as you circle your head. And I'm not saying at all that it is an easy practice because it certainly takes time. But little by little, when we become more and more aware, and also when we surround ourselves with this messaging, to remind ourselves to let go, we won't be riddled with anxiety as much. Circle your spine out. Now, with that said, in all honesty, this morning as I was getting ready to turn on Facebook Live and I found that message about not being able to do a video, some anxiety came up. Some thoughts about, well, what will people think? What will people say? You know, this worry started to come up. But at the end of the day, if we really know where our hearts are at, and I know where my heart is at, the reason why I do this is because I know that it's good for the body. I know that it's good for the mind. And I know that it serves others in a healthy, aligned way. And when we recognize where our heart's at in our duties and in our decision making, we are able to make clear decisions on the spot. Which was why instead of just canceling a class, just record it and then post it later. All good. Circle it out. Nice big circles. But anxiety can prevent us from thinking clearly if we're going to think. From being clear with our decisions and with our actions and with our words. Take one more round. With the next inhale, rising up. Exhale, let it go. Switch the crossing of your legs again. Other shin on top. On an inhale, reach your arms up, look up, palms touch. Exhale, draw the hands down to the heart center. Inhale, arms out to the sides, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Feel your body moving. Inhale, arms out to the sides, reach up. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Inhale, arms out to the sides, reaching up. Exhale, hands draw down to the heart. Inhale, arms out to the sides, reaching up. Exhale, hands draw down to the heart. And inhale, arms out to the sides, reaching up. And exhale, hands draw down towards the heart. Now this time, inhale, arms reach upwards. Exhale, lower the right hand down to the floor. I'll mirror you. Reach your left arm over to your right. Inhale, rising up, reach up, palms touch. Exhale, left hand down, right arm reaches over to your left. Inhale, rising up, reaching up, palms touch. Exhale, right hand down, left arm reaches over to your right. Inhale, rise up and reach, palms touch. Exhale, left hand down, right arm reaches up and over. Inhale, rise up and reach, palms touch. Exhale, right hand down, left arm reaching up and over. Inhale, rise up and reach, palms touch. Exhale, left hand down, right arm reaches up and over. On the inhale, please rise back up and reach, palms touch. Exhale, draw the hands down to the heart center. One last time, please switch the crossing of the legs, other shin on top. Hands on the knees, palms face down. Working through a cow and cat variation, spinal extension, spinal flexion. Inhale, pull your heart forward, shoulders down the back, lift the chest, lift the chin. Exhale, chin to chest, round the spine, dome the back. Inhale, pull the heart forward, lift the chest and chin, gazing upwards. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding the spine, dome the back. Inhale, heart pulls forward. Lift the chest and chin. Exhale, chin to chest, round the spine. Be with the movement. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding, creating space. Inhaling through the nose, lifting. Exhale, rounding, chin towards the chest. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, chin to chest, rounding. 3 more. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding. 2 more. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding. And inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding. Neutral spine, inhale. Long spine, lift the chest. Exhale, release the breath. All right, let's uncross our legs. And we'll take our feet. If you're on a bolster, remove the bolster. We're going to walk our hands back with bent knees. Separate the feet a little bit wider than hips distance apart. As you separate the feet a little bit wider than hips distance apart, we're just going to take our knees side to side, moving with the breath, and I'll mirror you. Inhale, knees over to your right. Exhale, knees over to your left. Inhale, knees over to your right. Exhale, knees over to your left. Inhale, knees over to your right. Exhale, knees over to your left. Inhale, knees over to your right. Exhale, knees over to your left. Inhale, knees over to your right. And exhale, knees over to your left. On the inhale, take the knees over to your right. Pause here. Walk the hands in and lift the chest up. Try to get the knees towards the floor. The right foot is just on top of the left knee. Both feet are flexed. Take a deep breath in, lift the chest up. Exhale, start to turn to your left. Left hand down by the left hip, right hand to the left knee or to the left thigh. Lift the chest up, inhale. Exhale, turn and rotate to your left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, turn, and rotate. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, turn, and rotate. On the inhale, come back towards center. Exhale, hands to the floor, knees back to center. Take the knees over to your left side. Right hand by the right hip, left hand to either the right knee or right thigh. Inhale, lift chest up. Exhale, turn and twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn and twist. And inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn and twist. Spine stays long. Inhale, back towards center. Exhale, bring the knees back towards center. And let's come on to our hands and knees into a tabletop position. As we come into a tabletop position, our shoulders are over our wrists, our hips are over our knees, our hands are open wide. Let's start to circle the hips out. Go slow. Take your time. There's no rush, no race. Keep coming back to your practice. Stay focused on the breath. And as you circle your hips out, keep letting go. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, circle the hips in the opposite direction. Start with small circles, gradually get larger. for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to center on an inhale. Exhale, tabletop position. Rooting through your left palm on the inhale, reach your right arm upwards. Exhale, thread your right arm underneath the left. Lower the right shoulder down towards the ground. As you revolve the right rib cage towards the left side of the room, take your hips towards the center line of your mat. Breathe into your lower back, breathe into your shoulders. Deep breath in. Exhale. Full breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Rooting down through the left hand. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. Reach upwards. Exhale, right hand down towards the floor. On an inhale, reach your left arm upwards. Exhale, thread your left arm underneath the right. Lower your left shoulder down to the ground. Revolve your left rib cage towards the right side of the room. Deep breath in. Exhaling. Deep breath in. Exhaling. And full breath in. Exhaling. Rooting down through your right hand. Inhale, sweep your left arm upwards, look up. Exhale, lower the left hand down towards the ground. Rooting through our palms, let's tuck our toes, lift our knees, downward facing dogs, hips up and back. And then just pedal the feet out, bend the knees, walk your dogs out. You can nod the head yes and no, wag the hips side to side. Stay focused on your breath. Beautiful. Separate the hands, shoulders distance apart. Separate the feet, hips distance apart. Heels turn slightly outwards. Continue to let the head hang. Press out of the shoulders. Breathe into the calves. Full breath in. Exhaling. Deep breath in. Exhaling. And full breath in. Exhale. Walk your hands back to meet your feet, coming into a forward fold. Clasp opposite elbows, opposite hands, sway side to side, release the lower back. Switch the crossing of the forearms, other forearm on top, swaying side to side.
coming back towards center, forward fold, release your fingertips down towards the ground. So from here, try to lengthen through your legs. Reach the top of the head towards the floor. Try to lift your hips and tailbone upwards towards the ceiling. Press down through your big toes and wrap the inner thighs towards the wall that's behind you. Full breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Full breath in. Exhaling. Can you lengthen your legs a little bit more? Deep breath in. Exhale. Slowly put a gentle bend in your knees. As you put a gentle bend in the knees, take the hands to your hips. Draw the elbows back on an inhale. Lift your chest up. Then lightly shake the legs out. All right, let's make our way down onto our buttocks. As we make our way down onto our buttocks, we're going to take our legs out in front of us. So going from a standing forward splits to a seated forward fold, still focusing on hamstring lengthening. On an inhale, reach your arms upwards. Exhale, lean forward over the legs. Inhale, half lifting. Exhale, folding in. So use a strap if you need to. If you can't touch your feet, that's okay. A strap, a belt, a cord can go around the feet, or simply place your hands on your shins. Try to elongate your spine forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach and fold. 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 And sometimes I find it's helpful too, is when we get present and get still, and we feel maybe some anxiety, just ask ourselves, is the anxiety here right now? And the feelings might absolutely be there. But are the thoughts that we are so worried about that may be causing anxiety, are they there in front of us? And if the answer is no, then take a deep breath, recognize that you got this, move forward, continue the same practice over and over and over again. Deep breath in, exhale. With your next inhale, please lift your chest up. As you lift the chest up, walk the hands in, lightly shake the legs out. Then I'll turn and face, and if you'd like to turn on your mats, let's take our legs wide apart. With our legs wide apart. Hands to the shins, and all we're going to do is go side to side, just back and forth,
back and forth, working into our lower back, into our side waistline, into our hamstrings. And if you don't have a wide V with your legs, that's okay. Yoga's not about having a wide V in legs. Sometimes watching other people doing yoga can cause anxiety, because then we start to worry and fear that we don't look like they look. Let that go too. Each practice is individual. It is not necessary on the mat or off the mat to keep up with the Joneses. Now, if we want to experience anxiety and want to experience worry, then, we can do that. But I just haven't seen in my own personal life how it actually helps. When I was running growing up, I started running competitively when I was 6 years old. My dad used to always say to me, run your race. Don't run anybody else's race. Don't worry about if so-and-so placed first in a race previous. Let go if they beat you in the past. Run your race. And I can honestly say that every race that I ran well growing up was always because I wasn't worried about the person behind me. I was just listening to my body. I was in my body, running my own race. Instead of forcing myself, comparing myself. With your next inhale, please rise up. Exhale, turn to your left leg and fold over your left leg. I sometimes forget I'm mirroring. As you fold over your left leg, revolve your right rib cage towards the ground. Flex your foot. As you flex your left foot, press your right heel to the ground. See if you can walk your hands to the left just a little bit more and fold. Deep breath in. Exhale. Full breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhaling. And one more. Inhale. Exhaling. On the inhale, rise back up. Exhale, turn to your right and fold over your right leg. Flexing both feet. Long spine, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Long spine, inhaling, reach. Exhale, folding. Long spine, inhale, reaching. Exhale, fold. See if you can walk your hands to your right just a little bit more. Breathe deep into the lower back. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. And inhaling. Exhaling. Slowly lift the chest back up. Inhale, come towards center. And on the exhale, walk your hands forward. Fold in. As you fold in, lean forward, reach your heart forward. Soften. Where can you soften a little bit? Maybe it's in the face. Maybe it's in the shoulders. Maybe it's in the arms. Maybe it's in your back. Maybe it's in the legs. Where can you soften a little bit? The mental component of anxiety, especially when thoughts begin to arise, starts to put physical tension on the body, and the body feels that tension because it begins to react in an anticipatory type way, sort of like a starter on starting blocks at the beginning of a 100-meter race. There is a anticipation there before the gun goes off. We don't have to live that way. We don't always have to live like there is a starter's gun about to shoot. In the eternal nature of all things, and I mean the eternity of all things, where are we racing to? Truly, where are we racing to? And we have to break it down into larger concepts like that, I find, because when we can see that we are creating a lot of our own stress, most of the time unintentionally, sometimes intentionally, but most time unintentionally, we can look at those patterns and rework them a little bit. With your next inhale, lift your chest up. And on the exhale, bring the legs together. Shake the legs out. All right. Let's make our way onto our backs. As we make our way onto our backs, have a block handy. And just place it off to the side. We're not going to use it quite yet. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Little hip opener here. Thread the needle. Interlace the hands behind the back of the left hamstring. Use the right forearm to gently press the inner right thigh away from you. Feel the stretch in the hips. Now, one of the challenges of anxiety is that anxiety is a learned behavior. You know, if we grew up in a family where there was a lot of yelling, where there was perhaps physical abuse, where there was a constant berating or this constant energy of force over us, that can create a lot of anxiety. And so when we grow up that way, we feel that just because our familiar experience was like that, and that's what we know, we start to bring that into our day-to-day life, unintentionally. But it's just there because we expect almost the rest of the world to be just like that experience that we had. And that's just not the case. Which is why practicing, again, over and over, compassion, forgiveness, love. And if you think about it, our parents probably had a lot of anxiety from their parents and from their parents and from their parents. This struggle for survival and the idea of it. We are highly intelligent beings, manifesting into form. We can let go of anxiety. When we let go of it, we don't attract such anxious situations into our lives. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Full breath in. Exhaling. And deep breath in. Exhale. Please switch the crossing of the legs. Other ankle on top, left ankle over the right thigh. Interlace the hands behind the back of the right hamstring, left forearm to the inner left thigh. Gently press it away from you. Flex both feet. Shoulders down the back, collarbones spread. Deep breath in. Exhaling. Full breath in. Exhaling. Deep breath in. Exhaling. Full breath in. Exhaling. Good. Slowly release your right leg, uncross the legs, lower your left foot to the ground. Grab your block if you have it. Place your block underneath your tailbone, underneath your buttocks, and lower the buttocks down to the block. Cactus the arms, palms face up. Shoulders down the back. You know, in this discussion during our practice of anxiety, you know, we all have different ways in which we can deal with it. I offer just one unique way. It doesn't mean that it is the way by any means, but I feel from some of the teachings that I've read from my teachers and also from the teachers I have that I've had conversations with, anxiety is a feeling game and it's a mind game. And when we can recognize that we are more than our feelings, when we can recognize that we are more than our thoughts, we don't have to get caught up in that anxious thinking, in that anxious needling of the mind. And if we taught kids how to deal with anxiety at a younger age, and this is where our education systems could have a little bit of revamping, it's recognizing that life can be very anxious if we don't attend to it. It's educating ourselves, it's educating each other, it's educating community, educating our children, because otherwise, if our parents are anxious, we become anxious, we pass along that anxious vibration. It's seen, it's felt, but it doesn't have to persist. If you'd like to take your legs upwards towards the ceiling, bring the knees into your chest. Take your legs upwards towards the ceiling. And the little bit of work we do from day to day on this stuff, by recognizing it, by not getting caught up in it, by having a self-practice of some sort, helps to reduce that significantly. If you'd like to take your legs apart, take the legs apart if that feels good. If you want to make a diamond shape or play with shapes with your legs, play with shapes with your legs.
The whole point of this pose is to release the lumbar spine. The lumbar spine is what is called a lordotic curve. By placing a block underneath the tailbone sacrum area, we are able to stretch the lumbar spine out a little bit more, creating what is called kyphosis, or a kyphotic curve. Wherever you're at, please take a deep breath in, bring the legs together. And on the exhale, gently bring the knees into your chest and lower your feet down towards the ground. Rooting to the soles of the feet, inhale, lift the hips, remove the block. Exhale, lower your buttocks down towards the floor. Windshield wiper the knees side to side, back and forth, back and forth. And take the knees over to your right, turn the head to your left, cross your right ankle over the left thigh. Reach your arms to the right and to the left, let the chest open, shoulder blades down the back, you can close the eyes. Amit Ray, an incredible writer, said, self-observation is the first step of inner unfolding. And if we want to get rid of anxiety, learning to observe ourselves, just as if we were to observe birds in the yard or a bee on a flower, instead of pointing the lens outwards, it's looking at ourselves and seeing how all the things we do day to day lead to our anxious being. All the circumstances that arise in our day that we put ourselves in front of can lead to anxiety. All the personal choices we make and the thoughts that surround that can lead to anxiety. And when we begin to map this out, journal, write about it, we can at least see it on paper, so it's no longer in our imagination. And we can start to get to work on it and maybe letting it go. I know for a lot of people, acceptance by others leads to anxiety. We got to do all these things to our face, to our hair, to our eyes, to our bodies, to everything, just to be accepted. Guess what? You were born into this world. Why isn't that acceptance enough? Honest question. And now that you're here, why can't we love one another just a little bit more? Try that. See what happens. Go back to the very, very basics of it all. You are accepted here. You are hearing these words for a reason. You made it this far in life. These words that I share are merely trail signs that my teachers have shared with me to remember that you are accepted just as you are. That you can let go of anxiety surrounding that. That when you put your heart into your work, that is always enough. With the next inhale, uncross the legs, come back towards center. Exhale, take the knees over to the left, turn the head to the right, arms out to the sides. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Shoulders down the back. And guess what, friends? I don't get it right all the time myself. I appreciate you watching, and I love sharing this stuff, but I know that I mess up too sometimes. That's just human. It's just being human. But when we are connected to our hearts on a more regular basis, the judgment of self, the wishing that we would have done things better, the acceptance of who we truly are starts to take form and take a little bit more shape in our lives, and we lead from that space rather from the space of that we're lacking something. Just because somebody may have told us that, why do we give them power? Why do we give them so much energy? Honest questions. One negative thought from somebody can change the life and change the course of somebody's life. So it's all about being watchful of our thoughts, being watchful of our words and our actions, the habits, the character that we create, that we act out. We don't need to act as somebody different than who we truly are, but the practice of mindfulness helps us remember who we truly are. More than just labels, more than just words, more than just mouth sounds. Feel into that. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And on the inhale, uncross the legs, come back towards center. On the exhale, bring the knees into your chest. Give yourself one final hug and a squeeze. Take a full breath in, fill lungs up. Sip in a little bit more air. Hug yourself. Gently say to yourself, I accept who I am right here, right now. And on the exhale, please release everything down towards the ground as you make your way into a final resting pose, Shavasana. Closing the eyes. There are two types of seeds in the mind. Those that create anger, fear, frustration, jealousy, hatred. And those that create love, compassion, equanimity, and joy. Spirituality is germination and sprouting of the second group and transforming the first group. By Amit Ray. Feel your body relaxing down. Feel the breath moving in and out of the body. Allow thoughts to come to pass. Here, now, present. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Shavasana.
Awareness to the breath, awareness to the body, feeling your body resting on the floor. Begin to move the fingers and the toes. Circling out the wrists and the ankles. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Turn the head to your left and to your right. Open and close the mouth a couple times. With a deep, long inhale, reach the arms up and over the head. Give yourself a long stretch. And exhale, float the arms down along the sides. Placing a gentle bend in your knees, please roll over to your left side. With the eyes closed, use the right hand, press yourself up, come seated. And sitting tall, place the hands over your heart. As we move from our practice mat to the practice day, we have another day to practice, friends. We have another second, another minute, another hour to put all of this work into practice. Presence, awareness, helps us to reduce anxiety. We can see it rise, we can see it go, we can see that we are not the anxiety itself. And we don't have to align with it. Be with your breath throughout the day. Be with your heart. Walk. Lead with your heart. Let go of the rest. Let's finish our practice with an Om inhale. Om. Inhale, fill lungs up. Exhale, bow the head down towards the hands. Honoring yourselves, your practices, for showing up on your mats, for working with intentions that serve you and those around you. We honor our friends, families, loved ones, and supporters. And as always, in gratitude, we give thanks to the teachers and guides who came long before us, who passed along these practices we call yoga. Release the hands down, softly open the eyes, lift the chins. Thank you so much, everybody, for practicing with me. I appreciate you. I appreciate all your patience throughout this time. Please reach out if you need anything at all. Ho'oponopono. Aho. Namaste. Thanks so much, everybody.